Hey guys, how are you? My name is Rob, and I've got some advice to share with you today that I really want you to take to heart. If you can do this, it could change your channel forever. If you've got a channel, or if you're looking at starting a channel, it can give you a huge boost in the growth of your channel and how fast you can grow. So I want you to take this to heart. Listen to what I have to say. It's some advice along with some tips to help you do this thing. So it's gaining confidence on camera. Now, before you go and say, oh no, forget that, I'm not gonna go on camera. I'm gonna make a faceless channel. I'm gonna make faceless videos. No problem, I don't have to show my face on camera. Okay, that's cool. And I'm not totally against faceless channels. There's some really good ones. It's just that if you can put your, actually, I have a link. I made a video on faceless channels and how to give yourself the best chance at success with one, some strategies, and I'll leave a link to that. But just hear me out for a second. If you can put your face in your videos, if you can talk to the camera confidently, man, your channel will, I'm not gonna say it's gonna blow up, but it'll blow up a whole lot faster than if you don't. And I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. So for years, I was making, like 3 years, I was making mostly how-to tutorial type videos, which again, nothing wrong with those. And they weren't entirely faceless. I usually put my my face in my videos, maybe like a picture-in-picture. But I didn't have to do that. But I knew that, you know, eventually, if I want my channel to grow as fast as possible, then if people get used to my face, that could be something they can remember about my videos, right? That's all part of branding. So why and how can making videos with your face in them be easier? How can I help you? Well, first of all, when you put your face in your videos, your audience can connect with you much easier. And I'm not talking about liking or subscribing, although, you know, that's a nice byproduct of it. But if you're looking at the camera when you're making your videos, like now, I'm doing a walk and talk, so half the time I can look at the lens, half the time I have to watch where I'm going. But if you can look at your camera, then you're essentially looking into the eyes of your viewers, okay? That's not what it looks like to you, but one of the tips I want to give you is that when you are looking at your lens, try to picture like you are looking at somebody, and that somebody is either a close friend, and you can pick a specific friend if that helps you, or a family member, okay? So that's, I guess, tip number one. If you can do that, that might help you feel at ease. Don't think about, you know, my God, there could be 1 million people watching me. Don't picture yourself talking in front of a crowd of 1 million people, because that'll probably, for most people, that'll make them anxious. Instead, picture that one friend, or maybe a couple friends. Maybe you're sitting around the dinner table with your family and you're explaining something to them, okay? If you can do that, and if you can get used to doing that, people will be more apt to connect with you. They will look at your eyes when you're talking. You will appear trustworthy to them because your eyes aren't wandering away, and it's not you're not looking like you're having trouble making eye contact. You're actually looking at them. They're more apt to stick around and hear what you have to say. So your audience should stick around longer. That helps your retention, okay? And you can also start using your face in your thumbnails, right? And then your face becomes part of your branding. Now, but what if you're thinking, well, God, I don't like the way I look, or, you know, I don't think I'm very attractive. People aren't going to want to see an ugly person, or I don't like the way I sound. I sound, whatever, gross. I don't know, whatever word, pick a word. Just remember, everybody, are our own worst critics, okay? You being self-conscious about yourself when you're making a video and talking to a camera, that's the same as pretty much 90% of the people out there. They would have the same trouble. So instead of being worried about what you look like and what you sound like, most people don't care what you look like and what you sound like. You do, and that's perfectly normal. But honestly, if you can picture that other people are probably like you, don't want to hear what they sound like or what they look like, that should help put you at ease. Because they're not concerned about how you look or how you sound. For the most part, they're worried about themselves. So try not to think about that at all. Doesn't matter what you look like, what you sound like. And just remember, when you look at yourself and listen to yourself, you're your own worst critic. And that's just natural. That's human nature. So try not to worry about that. Try to think like you are talking to a friend. And then I guess another tip would be to look right at the lens. I think I already kind of mentioned that, but if you look directly at the lens, that is what's going to result in your eyes looking like they're looking at the viewer, okay? Try not to look at your selfie camera because then you might be looking at yourself while you're making your video. Like right now, I'm using the rear facing camera on this iPhone, so I can't see myself at all. Hopefully I'm in frame. Another tip I've got that might help put you at ease is when you're talking to a camera, and if you're worried that you might not know what you're talking about, or you might sound like you're not very confident, and that's to try answering a question. Basically, like pretend somebody just asked you a question, your relative or your friend across the table or out at a bar or something. They just asked you something that you're knowledgeable about and you want to talk about in your videos, say. And then, so have that question go through your head and then answer the question as if you're talking to your friend. And if you answer a question like and talk to them like they honestly want to know the answer to the question, okay? Don't worry about if you don't feel like you know the subject matter, like you're an expert, like maybe there's something about it that you don't know. You may not be an expert. And just sharing the information that you know. And that's fine. So let's say your friend doesn't know what you know. There may be things you don't know, but forget about that. Just explain to your friend what you do know, and you'll be helping that friend. Now think that, people who are going to be watching your video are going to be people like your friend. They don't know this information. They want to know the answer. Now, will some people know the information? If you're not an expert, then presumably there are experts out there. They will know the answers. Well, they're probably not going to make it very far into your video anyways, which means they aren't your audience. The ones that stick around are the ones that want the answers that you have, and they will stick around. They'll stick around, they'll probably give you a like, perhaps they'll subscribe, and they'll come back to your next video. If you keep making videos along the same subject line, like the same niche, they call it, YouTube will start to get used to who your audience is, and they'll start more and more getting correctly by putting your videos, your thumbnails in front of the people that actually do want to see your videos, okay? And then it'll just start snowballing. And before you know it, you are an expert to all of the people who are watching your videos because you answered a simple question that you thought was simple. And maybe some experts above you might think that was pretty simple, but again, they're not the ones watching your videos. It's all the people who don't know what you know. That's how you grow your own audience, and that's why I believe there is an audience for everybody out there. I kind of got off track a little bit, but camera confidence is what this video is about. So yeah, if you can get the last piece of advice I'll give you about how to get confident on camera is you got to practice it. So grab your phone, grab a little tripod. That's all I'm using here today, a phone, a tripod, and a mic. But that's not necessary if it's not windy. And go outside and talk about something you are passionate about. Something you know something about, and just talk and just practice, and maybe try to do that every day for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as long as you can. It will not take you very long before your videos get tighter, right? You sound more confident. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of practice. That's it. So if you can do that, if you can force yourself to grab your camera and make videos like this, walk and talk, I call them. Or if you're more comfortable, you can, go sit in your car and make a video there, or go sit at the beach somewhere. I'm just going to turn around here. Then, yeah, whatever makes you comfortable. You want to be comfortable when you're making videos like this, and just record yourself. Do you have to upload it to YouTube right away? No, you don't. I would suggest that you do, even if you don't think it's very good, and you don't have to make it public right away, but just get in the habit of making videos, posting them. Post them privately or unlisted if you want in the beginning. But before you know it, if you do this like every day for probably a week or two, even at the most, you will get so good at it and you will gain confidence. You'll know where to look at the lens. You'll feel confident. Pretty soon you won't have to picture your friend when you're looking at the lens. It'll just become like second nature to look at your lens. And yeah, so I think anybody can do this. Again, nothing wrong with faceless YouTube channels at all. If you want to try that first, go for it. But the key, I think, to real growth on YouTube is to get your face out there in your videos, in your thumbnails. That's what people remember more than the actual content. Believe it or not, they connect with people. And that's what people are looking for online, is to connect with people. Not for real, obviously, but yeah, I think I've said enough about this. I think you get my point. So give it a shot and let me know how it goes. Have you tried this before? If so, let me know how it went in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Again, I just started this a few months ago, making videos like this. I did one, I think, like a year or two ago, but wow, I wasn't confident at all. And then I stopped for a long time. Had I kept going with it, I would have grown my channel much quicker. So that's what it's all about. If you like the idea of having your own YouTube channel and growing it, either as a hobby or perhaps even as a business, then I strongly advise you to try to put yourself in your videos. It'll really help. That said, my name is Rob. I'm going to go back to the office and do a live stream now. I'll go live in about half an hour. And we're going to edit this video together. So once you see this video, it'll be tomorrow. You can go back and look at the previous Tuesday's live stream and see how I edited it. So anyways, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.